What's going on, guys? It's John here from Hot Take Hockey to give you some news regarding the Dallas Stars and Lindell, and I'm also going to talk about Jason Spezza. So the fact that I'm wearing an Ottawa Senators jersey will come to light here. I'm not just wearing it randomly. But if you are watching this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit a thumbs up. It really does help out the channel grow. So hey, I'd love if you join the Hot Take Hockey squad here. So let's talk about the news of Lindell. So Lindell, who is he? Well, I mean, he's a guy that's been fitting really nicely with the Dallas Stars in the top four. Left-handed defenseman. He's fairly big. He can play on the penalty kill. He now fits in with that $5.8 million cap hit. He fits in top 30 of price tags for defensemen in the NHL. I think he's 26 now in terms of cap hits in the NHL for defensemen. So he's a guy that we saw a lot in the playoffs. He averaged about 26 minutes in the playoffs. He set career high in points as well. So I think a lot of people are going to be surprised that this price tag came for a guy like Lindell when we're seeing price tags like what Morgan Rielly's making, what Colton Parayko's making, what the contract that Jacob Trouba was coming off of. Defensemen like that. And Lindell, who's not that flashy type of defenseman, he's just very solid two ways. Jim Nill loves the style that he plays. It was a little... I don't know. I didn't like his behavior in the series against the Blues. I mean, just the play there against Patty Maroon in front that allowed the goal. But just the cross-checks with Robert Bortuzzo. Like, that was pretty ridiculous. The 3 cross-checks where he just went flopping. That part was pretty ridiculous. But put that aside, I think Lindell's been a great piece for the Dallas Stars. Now, for the future, he fits as that 3 defenseman. And in today's market, $5.8 million, it's where it's going for if you want to be a solid playoff team for a solid third defenseman. Because we all know where Miro Heiskanen's going. Obviously, Klingberg still stands as the number 1 defenseman overall for the Dallas Stars. So Lindell stands as that 3 guy, the number 1 option on the penalty kill. He can even jump in the play. You saw the huge goal he scored jumping into the play against the St. Louis Blues. So he can play in those situations. I think this is a great signing for the Dallas Stars. It buys 4 or 5 years of UFA, possible free agency for Lindell. So you lock him up. You don't wait till July 1st. You don't risk it at all. And I think that's where a lot of teams need to start in that direction. And now to talk a little bit about Jason Spezza with the Dallas Stars. I don't think he's going to re-sign. I think a lot of reports have signaled that he's not going to re-sign. He's coming off a $7.5 million cap hit, and obviously he's not going to get anywhere near that. If I could just take a stab at it, because he actually had a decent playoff, he'd probably come in around anywhere from $3 to $5 million. I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be closer to the 3 and 4. And it really depends what kind of team he signs with, and that's why I'm wearing the Ottawa Senators jersey. Pierre LeBrun got to talking to him. He wrote an article about it, and Spezza said that the Ottawa Senators will definitely be high on his list of considerations going into free agency, and I think that's really interesting. Jim Nill and there's been some references from the Stars saying just how Spezza, like how committed he is, and just the game of hockey. And there was a quote from Spezza saying like hockey is basically all he knows. So it's just going to be interesting because Spezza is coming into that point in his career where he probably has a couple of okay years left. You're seeing a lot of those guys sign just those contracts at the end of their career, whether it's like a Jason Pominville going back to Buffalo, Chris Kunitz, who signed obviously these last couple of contracts, who've had really successful careers. But Spezza's getting to that point where he's more just going to become a serviceable, like, third-line guy. He's just going to be more of a locker room presence. I mean, Patty Marleau's another example of a guy that, I mean, a 3-year contract, again, is proving to be too much. So, honestly, I think if Spezza returns to Ottawa, I honestly would probably target it at that 3-year contract. 3-year contract, anywhere in around, I would say, $4 something million per year. I can't see it reaching the $6 million of what like a Patty Marleau got. So I would say, yeah, max 5. If it's with a non-playoff team, yeah, probably will come in around 4 to 5. But if he does make the decision to sign with a playoff contender, that's where I think he could take a pay cut. We've seen it before. We've seen players take pay cuts before to sign with a playoff team. The one that always comes to my mind that obviously didn't work out for him, but his intentions were set on winning a Stanley Cup was with Brad Richards when he could have signed like not a huge deal, but he definitely could have made like 3 or 4 million more than when he signed with the Blackhawks. I think it was $3 million. So that's just a mindset there. But if he signs with the Ottawa Senators, I think he talked about in the article, he has connections still in Ottawa, that he's like very close there. It would definitely be an option to bring back his family. So for Jason Spezza, I like the direction of going to Ottawa, but of course, in the back of his mind, he still wants to win a Stanley Cup. So just going in that direction, I think the Stars obviously still want to sign Zuccarello, but obviously that means they would be losing their first round pick to the Rangers. So that's another aspect to look at. So for the Dallas Stars, I think their direction is just to, now that they have signed Lindell, is to, I would say, sharpen up their core in terms of upfront offense. Like, I don't think after Sagan and Ben and Radulov that they really have it. And you know what? I mean, the addition of Zuccarello was huge. I think Spezza, again, had a great playoff, but he's most likely gone. So they're definitely going to have to fix something up there. I think, obviously, Ben Bishop and Khudobin, you're set on in terms of goaltending. So, again, Ottawa Senators, I don't really have too much conversation there because they're more focused on youth. But, I mean, Pierre Dorion talked about it when Duchesne and Dzingel trades went down, that he was going to look into bringing a couple of veterans to bring back that presence and bring back that locker room, just presence overall. And I think you had that with guys like Carlson, Duchesne, Stone, and you don't have that anymore. So Duchesne's a little bit of a... But anyways, so you guys understand what I'm saying. This was more of just like, I talk about it all the time, but I like making these conversation videos because I do my research, I read a lot, I want to understand everything that I'm talking about. But in terms of just starting the video, I don't plan like too much. I just kind of dive right into everything I want to talk about, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will be doing live streams for the rest of the playoffs, so if you guys have not yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit a thumbs up. Excited to interact with all of you guys. So again, Lindell signs a 6-year extension with the Stars. We'll see where Jason Spezza goes. Is he going to go to the Senators? We'll have to see. But this was John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.